America is not a racist country.
Ladies and gentlemen, many of you remember the Groveland Four in history. And it was four black men that were falsely accused of raping a white woman in 1949, which these people have always used Karen to justify trying to get at a black man. And a lot of times they know these men did not touch Karen. All right. And we already see Karen in action. She hasn't changed one bit. We'll watch Karen on the video. And then when things don't turn out the way she feels it should, then she goes to lying and then she becomes the victim. Karen can never be a victim. Karen is and always will be a villain. So, pastime Karen accused these four of rape. Well, a judge in Florida has exonerated the four African American men of the false accusation that they raped a white woman several decades ago, making partial and belated amends of one of the greatest miscarriages of justice of Florida's Jim Crow era. Well, you got so many miscarriages of justice on black men. I don't think you can make amends for all of them. You're just going to have to burn in hell for it. At the request of the local prosecutor, administrative judge Heidi Davis dismissed the indictments of Ernest Thomas and Samuel Shepard, who were fatally shot by law enforcement, and set aside the convictions and sentences for Charles Greenlee and Walter Irwin. What a shame. What a shame. So they ranged in age from 16 to 26 at the time. They were accused of raping a white woman in the central Florida town of Groveland in 1949. And they rigged everything up so that they would always be believed and black men wouldn't. That's just nothing but a rigging. That's all it is. It's a rigging. All right. We followed the evidence to see where it led us, and it led us to this moment, said Bill Gladson, local state attorney, following the hearing in the same Lake County courthouse where the original trial was held. Gladson, a Republican, moved last month to have the men officially exonerated. Wow. The men's families said maybe this case will spark a reexamination of other convictions of black men and women from the Jim Crow era, so those falsely convicted can have their names cleared. It's so many, it would take several lifetimes for them to get through all of these false convictions. We see these false convictions even to this day through the exonerations every single day in America. So they don't have no shame over this because they still do it to this very day. There's no shame. None. We are blessed, and I hope that this is a start because a lot of people didn't get this opportunity. A lot of families didn't get this opportunity. Maybe they will, said Aaron Newsom. Yeah, whatever. Thomas' nephew. He broke into tears as he spoke. This country needs to come together. Actually, no, we don't. No, we don't. We don't need to come together. Thomas was killed by a posse that shot him more than 400 times shortly after the rape allegations. Why the hell do you need to shoot one human being 400 times? Wow. The local sheriff, Willis McCall, fatally shot Shepard and wounded Irvin in 1951 as he drove them to a second trial after the Supreme Court overturned the original convictions. saying no evidence had been presented. Oh, well, these people don't even care about evidence to this day. They don't care. That's how you can identify them. Look, they never care about evidence when it comes down to us. If one of them made the accusation against you, that's it. The sheriff claimed the men tried to escape, but Irvin said McCall and his deputy shot him in cold blood. Gilbert King, who won the Pulitzer Prize for his 2012 book about the case, Devil in the Grove. Thurgood Marshall, the Groveland Boys, and the Dawn of the New America attended the hearing with Thurgood Marshall Jr., the son of the U.S. Supreme Court Justice. Thurgood Marshall Sr., and then the NAACP represented Irvin during his second trial, but an all white jury, here we go, again convicted him, and he was sentenced to death. Now, didn't they say there was not enough evidence for a conviction? But you see what they did, right? They didn't want to hear that. See, this is what I'm talking about. They didn't want to hear that. So they went on and had a second trial and convicted him to death anyway, when they said it was not enough evidence. Yeah, not enough evidence because it never happened. Irvin died in 1969, 1 year after he was paroled. King said having the men exonerated in the same building where the trials were held of significant importance because upstairs there was a courtroom where 72 years ago an abomination of justice took place. He praised Gladson for pursuing justice. Yeah, well, what good does this do now? I mean, I understand the exoneration and all of that, but if you were really good, decent people, something like this would never have happened in the first place. The fact that it did, you're a bunch of devils. I'm sorry. That's what you are, a bunch of devils. So, ladies and gentlemen, Gladson and an investigator interviewed the grandson of Jesse Hunter, the now deceased prosecutor of two of the Groveland Four defendants. According to the grandson, Broward Hunter, his grandfather, and a judge in the case knew there was no rape. The judge, listen to me now, the judge that presided over this whole thing knew there was never any rape. You see how they know you're innocent, but they will make a criminal out of you anyway, just like they do today. They do this shit today. And that's the thing. There's always someone that knows. If it's not the prosecutor, it's the cop. Sometimes it's all of them. It's the judge, the prosecutor, the cop. They all know you're innocent, but they will move forward and put you in jail anyway, just like we see today. Some things never change. But y'all, please tell me what you think of this story. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.